What's up, guys? I am 6 months sober today. I made it 6 months, and what kept me going was to do this video. I really wanted to do this video, and I wanted to do a year sober of alcohol video too. Full disclaimer, this is not for me to preach and tell you what to do. You know, I'm not here to be like, oh, you need to quit drinking, you have a problem. I don't even know who you are. This is just for me to show you, to tell you like what my experience has been like 6 months sober. I watched a lot of videos of people and their sober stories and how long they went, 90 days, 30 days, a year, 3 years, all kinds of stuff. I watched a lot of videos and a lot of people had a lot of helpful things to say. Because I took this upon myself. I didn't go to AA or rehab or any of that. You know, I really wanted to do this on my own. I wanted to admit to people, okay, look, I've had a problem and I'm going to stop. And what's helped me to stop is telling people I had a problem and making a video and making Facebook posts saying I've been sober this long, and it's a great feeling. And it's, you know, I'm still not my biggest fan. I still have flaws, and there's a lot of things you could do that make you feel better besides quitting drinking. You could eat better and exercise and drink more water and all that stuff, meditate. But for me, I can't remember the last time I felt this good. I mean, I was drinking every day. I needed it the dopamine to unstress. I needed it to end my day. I needed it to sleep. That was not good, because there were times when I wasn't at my own house or I was visiting somewhere and I was like, I can't go to bed. I gotta drink. How am I, like, I don't have to have this like monkey on my back, this lingering like, oh my God, it's almost 2 o'clock. It's almost 2 a.m. on my night off. Like, I gotta go to 7-Eleven. I only got 8 minutes left, kind of thing. I don't have to think about that. I have more money in my wallet. I sleep better. I don't feel anxious. Like, it can get boring. Sobriety, it can get boring sometimes. You just gotta find things to do. And it's been 6 months, but I have relapsed a couple times, and I had to start all the way over again. And that's not a good feeling, but I've learned from it. That's part of the recovery. Is I'm only human, and you gotta learn things the hard way sometimes. But for 54 days, almost 2 months, I quit. Felt great, felt invincible, and I was like, I'm fine. I can go back to it, no problem. And then the next day or the day after that or whatever, a couple days after that, I was like, man, I'm right back where I started, and I felt anxious again, and I was at a red light, and I felt like I gotta get out of here. And it's not fun, like when you're trying to live your life every day and you're afraid of being around people. There's people everywhere. I work at a grocery store around people, and I would get anxious just standing in line next to people. I would get anxious in restaurants before I'd even eat, and then if I'd eat, my heart would be beating faster even then, or I'd feel like I'd have to get out of here. I'd be getting my hair cut, and in the middle of it, I get the symptoms like, oh, I gotta get out of here, and then I just look like a weirdo. And if I don't leave, then I gotta sit there and deal with the symptoms, and then just be all like just nervous wreck. I have an anxiety disorder, and I'm a very, scary little man, and I hate to admit that. And that's the deal that I got dealt, I guess. But I've tried so many medications to be like for sleep and anxiety. Like, okay, I gotta see how this one will work, and I gotta see if my body likes it or not, and I have to, see for a while. And it was the same thing with sobriety. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just cut alcohol completely out? Yeah, it's gonna suck sleeping for the first few days, which it did, but eventually your mind and your body will need to sleep. You slept when you were 6 years old, you slept when you were 12 years old, like, you still went to sleep before you were drinking. Like, it's totally possible to go back to that. It's been 6 months now. I don't have insomnia. I don't get nightmares and wake up and feel anxious anymore. I haven't thrown up in 6 months. Like, being sober, I got a girlfriend, I got out of the house, and that certainly helped a lot. Having something to do and get out of the apartment and keeping my mind off of that. And, we broke up And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I could have easily gone back to it. I could have just been like, fuck it. Like, I live alone. I have no one to come home to and like be like, well, I'm not drinking today. Like, I have to hold myself responsible. But after a breakup, like, just out of nowhere, I was like, well, I could go back to it. Nah, I've already come this far. I'm not gonna, like, I've already broke a couple of times. I'm not gonna break again. I want to do 6 months. I want to do a year, like I said I would. You know, I did a year without caffeine to see what that would be like. That helped my anxiety a lot, but I feel like alcohol had a lot to do with it. This girl on YouTube, I don't remember your name, but she did a sober video, and she was like, hey, alcohol and anxiety are like this, like one and the same. And I never forgot that she did that. I was like, yeah, because like it's a way, it's like a Band-Aid. It's a way to relieve the stress, but it's just, the Band-Aid is just gonna fall off. It's not fixing the problem. And I had that problem every day. Sleeping, trying to just make it through the day without feeling anxious, and then going home and being like, well, you know, I don't have to go to work anymore for the rest of the day. I'm done. I'm going to drink, and then I'm just going to crash. And then I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to have a social life. And then I'm just going to go to work and feel anxious the next day. Like, it was time to stop. It was time to stop with that. And I'm so glad I did. Oh, man. My life is just, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really happy. And here's to a year without it, and I don't even want to go back to it when the year's done, because I'm afraid of what'll happen. I'm afraid that I'm going to feel panicky again. I'm just going to be in the same boat that I was before. Like, I don't want to just like live like that anymore. And that's the thing, is like with my last girlfriend, she never saw me anxious. I was sober. She never saw me have to pull over while I was driving, or like freak out and like shaking, and like I was calm all the time. I'm calm at work. I'm more predictable and less selfish. So there's just, I could go on and on and on. There's just 100 reasons why alcohol for me is not a good thing. You know, I'm fun, and it's a fun thing to do, and I get it, but I had a problem with it. It was time to just be done with it. I can't tell you how many times I went into my fridge and I was like, that's it, and I just threw everything away, and I was like, that's it, and then a couple days later I'm like, well, yeah, I've punished myself for a couple days, I want to drink. Like, I get it that it's an adult thing, and it's like, it's everywhere. It's across the street, it's at the liquor store, it's at the gas station, it's at the restaurants, at where I work, it's everywhere. But it's not something that you need to get through life. It's not something that you have to do to sleep. You don't. Like, I just take like a melatonin now, and I'll just go to sleep. You know, so I quit alcohol without AA, without religion. I did it completely by myself. But I definitely needed the support of my friends and family, and I told everybody. I told my coworkers, I told everybody. And a lot of people backed me up, and they told me a little bit about, you know, their life. I know myself better now, and I know my brain better now, and how my brain works the day after drinking. I don't like it. I don't like these stupid thoughts and feeling anxious, and it hits you so much harder when you've quit for like the second time. I quit for 3 months and drank again, and you just feel, you feel great for a couple hours, and then you feel like completely miserable the next day, like all day. Like, I can deal with a hangover. It's the anxious thoughts and the feeling like I gotta get out of here, like I can't even finish my job. I feel like I have to get away, that I can't deal with. Being just hungover, if I didn't have anxiety, yeah, I could feel like shit, but I'd still make it to the end of the day without having to run away. So, anyway, I was also addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around.